Recent years have seen a rebirth in the car culture that once thrived in the state of California. This rise in the number of enthusiasts and collectors can be attributed to various factors such as films and video games and franchises like Forza Motorsports, Need for Speed, and The Fast and the Furious. Through these fictional universes, we get to see and drive cars that we can only dream of one day owning. But for some people, that passion existed long before Hollywood and the tech industry breathed new life into it. In the days that followed the ending of World War II, the sales of automobiles were steadily increasing thanks to the number of soldiers returning home and looking for new cars. Some purchased cars off the lot, and others repurposed the very machines they used to win the war, using the belly tanks from P-38s to make ultralight hot rods. What they all shared in common was a need to go fast, which gave birth to an era of speed demons and mechanical monsters that lasted well into the 1970s.
This is my car. It's a 75 Plymouth Duster with a 440 TorqueFlite 8 3/4 rear end. It's not a particularly collectible car because it's about 3 years after what would be a more desirable 71, 70 version. But that's only noticeable to people who are familiar with the car from the era, and it made it a lot more affordable. So why do me and people like me build and collect cars like this? Generally, it goes back to what we drove maybe when we were in high school that we wanted to drive. Then as time passes and you have maybe space and money, you try to go back and create a car that you wanted to do back then but couldn't. Now back in that time, these types of cars, although many of them have ridiculously high prices now, were affordable. You could go through a salvage yard and for a couple $1,000s actually build a really nice car.
For those of you who are too young to remember the golden age of the muscle car, it was a time with large engines and too much or not enough horsepower. You could drive from one side of the state to the other without running into a single Toyota Prius. It was an era that gave birth to racing legends like Ronnie Sox, Ed Iskandarian, and Don Garlits. Though much of these mechanical beasts have become collector's items and junkyard heaps, they still hold a place in the hearts of those who remember them.
This is my 1965 Plymouth Fury 1 station wagon with a 440 swap into it. I got it when I was 17 in hopes to learn how to build a muscle car, and I've accomplished that and many more since then. The reason why I have this car is to learn about the history of where cars came from, as well as keep the muscle car scene alive, because anybody can go spend money on a car that goes real fast now, but these ones take talent and skill to build as well as knowledge. And honestly, in my opinion, they're the best cars today. They're the best cars around that you can get and have the most fun with, and you can shape them to exactly how you like. You can put a new motor in the old car, you can keep an old one, build it up, new heads, cam it out. This one is getting its engine rebuilt again, but it's important to keep these cars alive to show the roots of where cars come from. A lot of times it's generally misunderstood or at how or why cars came from, when all you do is get in a car now and turn a key. You don't have to think about what's going to happen, how you're going to get there, as opposed to this is a 60s car, and before then the 30s and 40s and the 20s as well were kind of a skeptical era, but yet they're the most fun. I have the most fun driving this car all the time.
Today, this car culture is once again going strong thanks to a younger generation of enthusiasts, some collecting newer cars and others keeping the past alive with muscle cars and rat rods. Whatever type of car you're passionate about, it's nice to see old traditions live on in new generations. It goes to show you that even as the California government is making it increasingly difficult to own fast cars and restore old ones, not everyone is ready to accept the mandate of the environmentally friendly organizations and politicians pushing to fill the roads with hybrid cars.